Hi, everybody. This is Eliz-sha Keating from WisdomSeekers.net, and we're here with Alive for the water for the week of December 29th to January 4th, 2020. It's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is the last little bit of 2019, and the energy is shifting and changing, and I do believe it is this time for the better. Let's see. I can't remember which one I pulled first. Let's go with this one. And this one is Know You Belong. And we don't often, as light workers, we don't often feel like we belong anywhere. We feel like we're the odd man out, we just, it just isn't our thing. And the truth is, that's because we're bringing in a new energy, a new way of being, and we are the new people, the new possibilities. And what does that do for us? It makes us a little strange. It makes us a little different, and but ultimately, it's a choice. We chose to come in different. We chose to become these strange creatures that nobody quite understands, because somebody has to lead the way, and that was us. We made that choice. So, interesting card for grounding for water. It's the Empress. Not the Empress, the Emperor. And the Emperor is solid, rigid, if he doesn't have his Empress. But I think he's changing. I think the energy's shifting and changing. So this is a very powerful card. It's a very grounded card. And it's a card that, what is the card? It's a card of, well, the Emperor says it is so, then it is so. So things that we're shifting and changing are being grounded into the subconscious, superconscious of the society. And I was reading an article. It says it takes 10% of a population to create change. And I do believe in many areas there are more than 10% light workers now. So we are creating a change. We're creating a change that cannot be undone. And is that good? I think so. And what covers us is the Hermit. And the Hermit is the light shower, the way shower, that just by being who we are, we're changing, we're creating, we're manifesting new and wonderful things. What's behind us? Three of Swords. And we all know that behind us for the last week, it's been a little bit tough for many people. Lots of energy shifting and changing. Is that good or bad? It is part of the regime. It is part of what's happened. It's what it takes to get rid of the old, to bring in the new. Honestly, though, the Three of Swords is not a wow, I can't bounce back from it card. It's a card of frustration. It's a card of learning to stand on your own 2 feet and go from there. What's just below us probably today? The Justice card. And the Justice card, that's 3 major arcana, by the way. The Justice card, well, I read it, is often about being a light worker. And that's creating balance within. You can only create within yourself. You can't create for other people. You can, if you're a mom, you can set the groundwork for a good life or understanding of balance and of this and that. But the person that the life is about is the only one that has control over that life. But we can show the way. It's like the Hermit. We're like way showers. Our difference is we have a lot of tools to go with it. And we've done this for a while, so we've learned to cut away that which we no longer need. We're learning to balance our heart against a feather to see which one is lighter. And with the feather is heavier, then we get to redo it. Or lighter. we get to redo it. But we also are getting to bring in our guidance, our intuition, our understanding. And what's right in front of us? It's the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a card about being grounded. It's also about being exuberant and happy and joyful. And so the next two cards I'm going to read together, actually the next three cards. So the last of the three cards is change, deep subconscious change. And people are saying, "Oh, we've done so much change. We don't need to change anymore. We've dug through our subconscious, etc., etc." The answer is it is not done until the last energy has been shifted and changed. So, yes, we might have done our own. We might have cleared our own. We still have to process the old energy. And it might be that the people we're processing it for, and yes, I did say we can't do this for anybody else, but this is a level that goes beyond individual. It goes to the super conscious that permeates the whole of society. So we are creating a change from the depth of society. That makes it a little exciting, right? So the next card is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is frustration card. Not a bad card, it's just frustration card. Card suggests you know how to get out. You know that you can get out. You know there's a way, you just haven't found the way yet. And from that it comes the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is that basically it's saying we are going to find a way out. And we are going to this is a card of a horse and rider that won a race and they're very proud of themselves. We're going to feel good about ourselves. Okay, and now we're going on to another major arcana. What supports us through the week? It's the Chariot. And again, I keep talking about grounding, and grounding is the key to dealing with energies right now. Ground. Keep on doing what you've been doing, and with you get out of whack. Okay, so you get out of whack. What are you going to do about it? You pull yourself back into alignment, and you ground. And that is the trick. How long do we stay out of whack? And how long do we, before we choose to go, okay, yep, done this, got that t-shirt, I know what to do. And when we do that, we create a healing. So that is 4 major arcana. Let me count. 4 major arcana. Nope, 5 major arcana for us. This is a big week of healing between last year and the new year. It is a brand new week of healing. And we do a lot of it. And we're going to continue to do it until let's take a sentence from Trump. Until the swamp is drained. Not the political swamp. The subconscious swamp is drained. And all that is left is clarity. Now, yes, you still have to deal with your own private stuff, but if your own private stuff is not being pulled down by the subconscious belief that, hey, you got to be married before you have sex with your female, doesn't matter if you're a guy, that kind of thinking. And I'm not pointing fingers at any one particular sex, right? But that is a prevalent thought that it's all right for the guy, but it's not all right for the gal. So when those sort of thoughts, that sort of subconscious belief is negated, then we can move on. And by then we'll have a tipping point. And yes, we're supposed to have had a tipping point, but we haven't really seen the results of the tipping point. And I could keep going. But the outcome card is 7 of Pentacles, is that we're going to reach what we want this week. They're going to be more winning than losing, let's put it that way. And none of it is losing, because everything we experience is a lesson. And so basically the experience will be that we will experience winning through the lesson, which I think is very positive. So know that you belong. And I guess that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about dealing with the superconscious, or the conscious of the of this of all people that are connected. Know that you belong. Know that you're not doing anything in vain. Everything has its help. And the last card, it's a very beautiful card. To do this, you need to look after yourself. You need to nourish who you are. And who you are is soul. You're not the body, though you are a caretaker of the body. You are not your personality. You are not Joe Blow. You are soul. So nourish the soul, and the soul will look after your ego or your personality, and it will help you look after your physical body. All right, I'm here. And again, I'm going to tell you in an hour's time, or 50 minutes time, I have to get off because, well, life is just that way. But Super Chat is enabled. We go sequentially. I don't. If we miss somebody, it's totally by accident. And if there's somebody, if there's a problem, please point it out to us, and we will go back and read it. Because hey, it flips on us. But we're here for you. And what's the first one?
Nanny Drea asks, "Hello, I would like to know why Zul Emi blocked me on Facebook."
Zul.
Zul Lemy. Zulemy.
Well, what I'm picking up is a lot of frustration, a lot of what the heck energy. And I suspect there was comments that were made that were not understood completely, or on each side. And that has part of it to do with, and part of it has to do with, you two don't vibrate together. You vibrate separate. You have very different vibrations. You might have vibrated very well together at one time, but that is no longer how you vibrate. You just don't vibrate at the same energy as you used to. Can you get back to the same energy? It's very strong potential you can. So it might be that you were commenting on something that is very near and dear to, how do you say his name?
Zulemi.
Zulemi's heart, and it was contrary to what Zulemi felt feels. Okay, and then that's basically what it is. It amounts to that. You just didn't it just you just weren't vibrating that together right at that moment, or maybe for a long time. Okay.
Cassie Sue says, "I'm Cancer rising. So glad I caught this reading live." Emily Aquine says, "Hello."
Hi,
Gina
Emily.
Joy says, "Good evening, ladies." Andrea C asks, "Will my mom contact me in 2020?"
I think the potential is there. Actually, I feel that things are starting to shift and change. I can feel a shift and change within you as well, so that there is a more openness to the to things shifting and changing. Um, don't be afraid to put out the peace offering yourself. You can offer it and then step back and see what happens. It may take a while for that peace offering to bear fruit, so to speak. But if you truly want to talk to them, and this is a figure of speech, maybe be the bigger person. I don't think you're Mom is she doesn't feel quite as balanced as you are. Then she doesn't feel quite as powerful or strong as you are. She's kind of buffeted by winds back and forth. So, and you are actually the more mature of the two energies. All right. So I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't rush to it. I'd wait a month and a half before you think about it. But it is something that is probably worth your well to spend some time on. Okay. Good luck.
Moon Feather asks, hi, ladies. How are you? Just wondering if Lewis is how is Lewis feeling about me? We've been talking quite a bit.
So what I'm picking up is that he's very tentatively beginning to like you a great deal. He's not rushing into it. He's been burned before, but he does seem to he's opening the door to possibilities. And he likes the way you think. He likes your mind, which is a plus. And he says, your body doesn't hurt either. Okay, that's what he says, not mine. I have no idea what you actually look like. So be patient. And I've always recommend patience and moving slowly in a relationship. Never jump into a relationship. Take your time to get to know who and what that person is, because you might end up married and really not like the person after a few months. It is after the hormonal energy moves away, it can be quite different. All right.
Kimberly C asks, did a woman by the name of RL do witchcraft on my mom?
She liked to deny it, but the energy says probably she did. And now the thing is, you and your mom are strong enough to say no, not happening. They have to have permission for it to work. If you give them permission, it'll work. She's not very good at what she did. I mean, it takes a certain finesse to work with that. And like I said, she's not very good to consciously do this sort of thing. You too can very easily negate any effects. You just pull her energy out. Ask the guardians of the universe to, and there are guardians, and they may look like the ones on whatever TV or movies or something, but they may not. And ask them to take that energy away and deal with it. Then you clean your aura, and you put up a energy block so that or energy that is sent, and with the you put the guardians on standby. They will keep an eye on it because they cannot honestly do anything against you if there's no permission. And you give permission by being in fear or saying, yes, this is possible. If you say, nope, cannot do it because not because you don't believe in it, because things happen even if you believe it or don't believe it, but because you choose not to allow it to happen. All right. And you can, anything that's been done can be undone. Unravel that energy.
SJ asks, hi Eliz-sha, can you tell me how does my financial situation look for January 2020? Thank you.
Just for January?
Mm-hmm.
So for part of the month, you're going to have to tighten your belt. But it is a tightening of the belt. It's not a going under. By the end of the month, there is a certain sense of, yeah, I can make this. I can make it happen. Okay, good luck with that. It's not fun, but it's not dire either. Dire would be with you end up destitute out on the road and homeless. I don't feel that that this is not going to be great, but it's not horrible.
Alicia P98 asks, hello, what lessons do the angels want me to understand about the psychosis I experienced in the past?
Basically, that you are larger than the psychosis, that it doesn't define you, that and again, they keep pointing out it's a very small part of who you are or what you've experienced in life, and it's not going to run your life for you. It's not going to it shouldn't run your life. It shouldn't own your life. It's there's things you can do and should do to maybe prevent it from happening again. I would start out with the medical profession. And once you get their advice, go on to natural advice as well, as a corollary, not as a yes, this is what I'm going to do, but as a togetherness. It has been my experience that the medical profession and natural healing work very, very well together. I would highly suggest you go get some acupuncture, because I think what I see is your chi lines are all messed up. And you get acupuncture and they will, your chi lines can be cleared to work the way they're supposed to. And that is a pain in the butt, but it's quite easy to get the chi lines all messed up, but it's also quite easy to unmess them. So try a Chinese medicine if you can afford it, because I don't believe it's covered. And go and find out and make sure it feels right. Make sure the practitioner feels right. If you're in California, I actually know of a practitioner there who is really, really good. But I can't promise you any other place. I just know the one lady in California, Hollywood area. Okay.
Cassie Sue asks, I decided to love my weird and now I see it in others, LOL.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, hey?
Yes.
Yeah. And the thing about your weird is it's funny, it's fun, it's joyful. And you know what? After a while, other people love it too.
Mm-hmm. And if they don't, they can go away.
They probably will.
Yep.
And we don't miss them either.
Nope. Gina Joyce asks, has Eric decided to move forward with our relationship?
Not yet. He's still debating. though it's possible that he will want a date for New Year's, but don't take that as a sign of yes or no. That's just it's nice to have people around on New Year's. It also might mean he might also want to be out with his buddies too for New Year's. I'm not sure, but he's still debating. Sorry about that.
Jennifer Schweb asks, hello, can you give me a message for my husband going into 2020? Thank you so much.
So the word that came to me, and it's a French word, was joie de vie. And I suspect he's a little bit pedantic. His energy's a bit heavy. Not that he's bad or anything, but he doesn't always look for the joy in life. And sometimes he has a tendency to look for the opposite of the joy in life. And I can see why the two of you together, you both have a tendency to worry about things. He worries about A, you worry about B, but you both worry. He worries things won't work out, and you're pretty certain they will work out, things like that. And you probably have told him this many times, trust his feelings, trust his instincts. And he's actually got really good instincts, and he ends up not trusting it. And it turns out that later on he says, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that. So trust, and more trust. And a little bit of more exercise. I know he does a physical job, but he wants to do a certain kind of spot exercises, the kind of exercises that don't fit his job. Something, maybe crunches or something. I don't know, but spot exercises. Not long, not hours a day, maybe 10, 15 minutes max. Okay.
Emily O'Quine asks, hello, Elisha and Elle. Any advice that you can give me on making major changes in my life and feeling uncomfortable? What are ways to help the emotional process?
Well, don't force it. Allow it. And if it doesn't feel right at the time, then it's not right at the time. There's certain things. Sometimes it's going to feel like, no, it's not good, but it's feeling not good because we're afraid. So ask yourself, am I afraid, or is it simply not the right time? And there are going to be times when it is not the right time to make a move. And there's going to be times when it is better to wait and see. The spiritual Joe show, whatever we're on, it's not straightforward. If you have somebody you can reach out to and ask questions about and get advice from, I highly recommend you do. We have a teacher on our website. Her name's Elizabeth, and she will teach, but it does, of course, cost money, because regardless of how much we want to do this for free, we still have to eat. We still have to pay our bills and things like that. So she is, and she will teach you from the ground up, and she will give you advice, etc., etc. But it's not going to be free. And there's another axiom in spirituality: if there's energy exchanged, It cannot just go one way. It has to go both ways. So, but be patient with yourself. Allow things to fall into place. Make sure it feels right at the time. Recognize when you're being held back simply by fear. And, there's so much. That is just such a big, open-ended question. We could talk for an hour about it and still not cover it all. Good luck. And reach out and ask people for advice.
Fuzzy Kiwi asks, "Hi, Eliz-sha and Elle. I would like to know about the glass number round dice was left for me in my grandmother's jewelry box. Thank you."
Say that again.
I'd like to know about the glass numbered round dice. It was left for me in my great grandmother's jewelry box. Thank you.
You want I'm assuming you want the history?
It's not clear.
Okay. If you can do a quick addition to that, I'll come back to it. Because right now I'm not 100% sure what you're looking for.
Oh, why she kept it. Thank you, Fuzzy Kiwi.
But she kept it and she gave it to you?
Yeah.
So the grandmother says she kept it because it was pretty. It sparkled. It called to her. And you were the only child that came after that would have understood the energy of it and appreciated it for the way that it needed to be appreciated. There is actually quite a depth of energy to that thing. I think it was used not per se as a dice, but to prophesy. I think it was used for prophecy. I don't know how it was used for prophecy, but maybe how it rolled. The numbers that came up would have specific meanings because they do. I mean, ones and twos and threes all have specific meanings. I think if you do a little bit of research, you can find a way of using it to guide you. Also see there might be a way for you to make it into something wearable. But be careful with this. Make sure it's cleared. Make sure the energy is cleared first. All right?
They say that they've been using it with their oracle cards. So
prophecy.
Maybe clear it out, clear the energy out every time you use it. So it's a continuously fresh energy, new energy, and it's not hooking onto old readings.
Yeah. And I think it also pulls in your grandmother, or great grandmother.
Well, the grandmother left it to them. It was the grandmother's mother.
Okay, so somebody comes in with a grandparent energy, and they have a.
So great grandmother then.
Yeah, they have a very powerful presence, and I think you on oracle cards and things like that. I think you come by that energy honestly, because I feel a very strong bond with that kind of thing with the grandparent that's come through that is coming through for you. And if you know the name, talk to her. But also, again, you want to clear the energy each time you do. This person is very, very interesting and might have a very colorful history that might be worth finding out about. Okay, but make sure you clear the energy each and every time.
Tay asks, hello, Elisha and Elle. My grandpa has been very stressed about money, etc. Do you have any messages for him as we go into 2020?
I believe if he can relax, things will sort themselves out a lot easier than he anticipates. Part of the reason that the energy hasn't sorted out is because he puts up roadblocks with his stressing and worrying. And I'm not saying that what he's stressing and worrying about isn't valid. I'm saying stressing and worrying is not valid. So that be aware of what he's doing. Don't put it aside and forget about it. But if you can find a way to not stress so much, things will come in. He will be able to see more clearly, easier ways of getting the debts paid down. Okay, and another thing I'm getting is guilt. If he can release the guilt, and I don't know what the guilt's about. It might be that he accrued the debt and the money, the loss. It doesn't really matter, but the guilt is not helping at all. Tell him to forgive himself and realize it was just another bloody lesson. And they're all just bloody lessons. And I've had enough of those, so I know. All right. And that will make a huge, huge difference in his health, in the people around him. And things will ease out. It will work better. Things will work out for him. Okay.
Mimi asks, will I pass my exam by studying the practice test book? I'm making flashcards for any advice for passing my test for the first time.
It sounds like driving test. Do the practice tests. Do every one of them at least 2 or 3 times. When it comes to the test, they kind of try to trip you up. But allow your intuition to tell you what is happening, and allow your intuition to allow. Does this feel right? Is this question the right answer, or is this question the right answer? Because they're so similar. It's really, there's such a minor difference between the two of them, but it's somebody's chosen A over B. So I mean, they will try to trip you up. So the more you study, the more you are sure of yourself, the less likely you will be tripped up, and follow your heart. Good luck. Have fun.
Maria Herrera says hello. Acting Man says hi. Maria Herrera asks, is there a message from my deceased brother Juan? Thank you.
Well, he likes your dog. So that's 3 against 1. He basically is telling you that And I know this is insider information, but he's basically telling you to ignore your sister and enjoy what you've got, because the mental health, the emotional mental health is far more important for you and your son, and you are happy. Sorry. You are happier. You are happier with Alex, happier. And that is more important than anything at this moment. All right?
Jennifer Schwab says beautiful bracelets. There are actually 3 bracelets.
Yeah. They're man bracelets. And yeah. I just they're fun to make.
Easy.
Not really. No. I have to count because I always get mixed up because there's like
No,
8
but I mean,
8
like,
strands.
it's an easy.
Once you know what you're doing, it's fairly easy. Yeah.
Acting Man asks, "What does Captain Magus think about me?"
Captain Magus.
Magnus. Yes, Magnus.
There's nothing negative. I don't pick up anything negative. There's a bit of comments and stuff, but it's more comments. It's not. I don't pick up anything horribly negative or anything. I think the energy I got was he talks a lot, doesn't say much. So even with he's talking a lot about different people, he's not actually saying very much about those people. He just kind of socially like that. He's just it's a facade. He covers up his thinking with talk. As a general rule, I don't see that he thinks, and he doesn't say how he feels about you. He says how he doesn't feel about you, and he doesn't feel anything bad. That's not what you asked, but that's what I got.
Tashmika Maharaj asks, "Good evening, ladies. Will Javier propose to me in 2020?"
I got a straight yes, but that's 2020 is 12 months long, right? But his intentions are yes, that he will.
You waiting for the next one?
I can't think of anything else. Okay. No.
Arlene Ross asks, I wish you and your family a very happy and healthy new year.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
SJ says, thank you so much. B. Erla says, hello below. Elijah and L. May I know if Jeff has any messages for me? Thank you. Echoes off in the distance.
He's in a good form. He's happy today. He's thought about you today. I think I'm getting a little tired. It's been a
long day.
I've had readings in between doing these, and after a while,
it was another somebody asking for another reading.
Yeah. And I am winding down, unfortunately, and I know if there's 20, almost, well, 15 minutes left, but I'm getting that he's in really good form. He's very happy. He did think about you today, and it might be he's very happy because he was thinking about you, which is a really positive energy. Um, if it is in your relationship to reach out to him today, maybe try it. And I don't recommend that often, but might try. You might want to try gently, and make sure you've got a good reason, like, hey,
Or just
no,
just want to say hi. That's all.
no, good reason, because he doesn't want to be under the impression that you're chasing him. So, oh, I have a message from John for you, kind of thing. He couldn't make it. He couldn't get hold of you, so he asked me to pass on a message, something like that. But give him an opportunity. Okay,
So did we want to call it quits early?
let's try and see. With I not getting anything, I will call it quits. 'Cause
All right.
I am a little bushed.
Eagle Fritz asks, hi, do you have any messages for me from my guardian angels?
So this is very cute, very sweet. They're standing around you, clapping their hands. They're very pleased with you. And one of them points down to something you're working on and says, that's very lovely. It's very strong energy. And it could be a number of things. But basically, the steps you've taken are ones that they're very pleased with. Okay.
Tay says, thank you so much. Or Fuzzy Kiwi says, will do. Thank you so much. Tay says, thank you so much. Eliz-sha, this will help him out a lot. Thank you for your words. Jennifer Schweb says, as usual, so accurate. Thank you again. Hopefully he can take in the messages and work on relaxing the mind, his intuition, and exercising. I've mentioned all of the above to him. Many blessings.
Well, that means he's not going to listen, right? Because he already knows that he's supposed to do it.
Gem TG asks, will my friend or Drake get the job in Alaska?
I believe your friend will get the job in Alaska. It'd be quite an eye opener. And somebody else asked about getting a job in Alaska, and my other reader, Elizabeth, said, pay attention to what the people native to Alaska, not necessarily the North American natives, just people who come from there, say, and pay attention, and don't go against local lore. Okay.
92 Limits asks, hi, I'm trying to figure out if I will get another apartment or get a van to live in 2020. I've been in between jobs and money has been tight.
So I hate to say this because it might not be what you're looking for, but a van is what popped into my mind. It is actually a beautiful little van that looks like you have done some restoration on, and it's still mobile. It's still something you can drive, but it looks like you've made it into a home. I would highly recommend, no matter where you are, that you put insulation in the walls and in the floor, because it gets really cold. And one of the first things you want to do is to buy a space heater that is specifically for that sort of situation, and a decent mattress. It doesn't have to be a regular mattress. And I actually recommend a camping mattress because they're designed to keep the floor, keep you warm between the ground and the body. And after that, the rest will just fit into place. And partway through, you will choose to live in the van over choosing to live in an apartment because of the freedom it gives you. Because I do believe there is a job that's going to come your way.
There's a YouTuber. She got famous because she lives in a van, and like she has pets in her van. A snake, and I think she might have a dog or a bird or something.
This is a bird.
But yeah, I don't.
And it's just a van.
Yeah, I think it's her channel is van living or something. She seemed like a really interesting person, but she goes through how she set up her van and what she did to make it livable as well as drivable. And she's been living in it for like a year, maybe 2.
And she does it through choice. It's her choice.
Yeah, and she spent like, I think, $2,000 in making it a livable space. I could be off again. This was a Philip DeFranco, a conversation with podcast that he had with this lady, and
it was very interesting.
It was very interesting. You should look her up and see what she might have to offer.
And don't think of it as living down. Thinking of it as it is living free.
And it's a new experience, and
you will it will give you the feeling of being free, actually, rather than less than. So embrace that. And you only young once, and you only live this lifetime once, so live it to the full. And that it would be an experience that would be very, very exciting. Okay.
Jennifer Schwab says the bracelets look really cool together. I love the colors.
Yeah.
Baby Maharaj asks, hi ladies, good night. All the best for the coming new year. What's coming for me in the new year? Job, moving, love, etc.
Okay. I think there's something positive coming with the job. It feels like you're going, oh wow, I like that. So it's either a promotion or a raise. It's not a huge thing. It's not a huge promotion. It's not a huge raise. It's enough to make you feel good and be happy with it. Exactly, quite happy with it. So good luck and enjoy. But it makes you happy. That's the most important thing.
Maria Herrera says, thank you very much, both. I am so happy he likes us having the dog.
He really does. He's really enjoying the dog.
Tari Avalos asks, hello, may I know if my guides have any messages for me?
Terry. So this guy that came in is very gruff voice. Says, tell Terry doing a great job and we're really proud and Happy New Year, and things are going to shift for you, and the voice is gruff. Not a mean voice, just strong and powerful and things are going to shift in a really good way for Terry, and go for it. Okay, as I say, not my voice, his a very strong masculine voice.
B. Erla says, I hope you get some good rest soon. Thank you for the message,
Thank
Eliz-sha,
you.
and L for animating my messages so sweetly every time.
Yeah, don't blame me, blame the guides.
I wish you both a very lovely rest of 2019 and a wonderful 2020.
Well, we have one more to do. I have air to do. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to come back.
Maria Herrera says, have a wonderful evening and good night. Rest both.
Thank you.
Jennifer Schweb says, coming from you will help to confirm the things that will help him feel better and more relaxed.
Oh, good.
92 Limits says thanks. Patricia Scowen asks, hi, all January readings, please hope you have a peaceful Christmas.
She wants to know what's happening in January.
That's what I'm assuming.
Okay. So it's going to start out really great. If what I'm saying is right. And instead of seeing sunlight, I'm actually seeing moonlight, which is curious, but it's beautiful. And it's the energy is magical. That's the only word I can say for it, is very magical. And if you do work with the arcane energies, and this month is a good month to work at it for the moon energies. Positive, very positive energies. And I see your guides are smiling big because it's something very positive can and will come of it. All right. Subconscious. The moon is subconscious, but it's a positive subconscious energy.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Baby Maharaj says, thank you for your words as always. Alicia P98 says, yes, I feel like my solar plexus is all over the place. Thank you. I'm getting medical help. Not sure about the acupuncture, not fond of needles.
No, me neither. But I've seen it done. And I have a friend who does it every Sunday and she loves it. And it could be you can get something called acupressure. But get something that can clear the ley lines. It's actually chi lines, but what the heck?
About chiropractor cracking the body?
Not the same. There is something you can get. It has little electrical impulses, and you can put it on the chi lines, and it's not a needle, but you can put it on, and it will have close to the same effects. It might be worthwhile. I would go check. I would at least check it out. I know, me too. You can get me near a acupuncturist to save my life. But as I said, I've seen it happen, and they loved it. And I know there's a young lady that's learning to do it, and I know she's fabulous at it. This is in Florida. But I agree with you. But there are forms of acupuncture you can get that are not invasive.
Jennifer Schwab says, I hope you ladies enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you both for your time and messages. And Patricia Scowen ends us with, how beautiful. Thank you.
Are we done?
We're out.
Wow, that's really great. And it's exactly an hour. Thank you, everybody. And again, wonderful questions.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. I do have a reader coming on, and it will be on Wisdom Seekers Facebook, and it is Sabi. She's going to be doing animal communications. She's extremely interesting. people, when we do videos, people come on and watch it over and over again. She always has tremendous amount of hits or views, I guess they're called. And you can ask a question about any animal, living or dead. I mean, she's learned how to do mediumship with the animals. She's an interesting human being on her own. She's spirituality is that of the Native Americans because it's her genetic ancestry. That's it. And I will be back probably before. She'll probably be on around 2:00 tomorrow, my time, Pacific time. I will have done the last air. Hopefully, touch wood. By then. And
we will maybe try to get on YouTube. Don't hold your breath.
No, I'm not going to do YouTube with
no. So join us on Facebook. The link is in the description. Wisdom Seekers page.
Yeah, Facebook Wisdom and she's very interesting to listen to talk to. Very low key, very casual. You can ask questions. You can ask a question about animals, and sometimes she always has great answers. And she has a very natural technique, very, very interesting technique. Ask her about squirrels. Okay, so thank you very much, and
you and I'll enjoy the rest of your evening.
Please, and if we don't talk to you again,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we'll see you next year.
Yes, we will. Namaste. Namasko.
Bye, everybody.